Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Jenny here, the Uncrafty Crafter. We are going to kit this kit, which is all covered up with my drills. You can't really see the image, but it's the little tin soldier that I happened to unbox a day or two ago. So anyway, I wanted to, I've mentioned that I was going to kit it up ASAP, because this is part of my, this is actually the kit that I'm going to do for the Christmas in July event that Kiss My Crafts and Mindy's Diamond Moment is putting together. So anyway, yeah, that's what we are doing today. Give me a second to find some tweezers. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Yes, I have to use, when I use my Elizabeth storage system, my Elizabeth Ward storage system, I have to use tweezers to open them up because I don't want to lose a nail. Losing a nail is like the worst thing ever, right? So I'm just placing my 310s in here. I always use the biggest storage container for my 310s because there's always more 310s than any other color, right? Usually, anyway. Try not to make a mess. I usually do make a mess. And if I would have thought, I would have grabbed something to use for trash. But anyway, I've already labeled this, so I'm just going to stick it there for now. Actually, I'm going to set it off to the side for now. But yeah, this kit is an older kit, and it actually did not come like in the train where all the drills are stuck together in like a big long string. They came individually. So I went ahead and just kind of put them in DMC order, so that way I could follow the legend here on the side, because it also did not come with the sticker that usually comes with the kits now. So using these labels, I usually use Scotch tape. If I don't have sticky labels from DAC or another company I'm working on, so I'm just going to use these because I'm out of Scotch tape. Thank you. I'm going to use a big one for my 939s too, because I got quite a bit of that. And I'm using my Sharpie. I had to find my really thin fine point one because the other one I have is too fat around. So 939 is an arrow pointing to the right. Let's see if I can do this. And it's like a fat arrow. Pull this up here like that. 939. Okay. Pop that open. So yeah, tell me how you guys are doing. Usually it takes me a few minutes to get into the swing of things when I'm doing a video while I'm kitting up a project, because I can't usually concentrate too hard and talk at the same time. So yeah, my mom always said I couldn't chew gum and walk at the same time, and that's just about the truth. But anyway, did you guys have a happy 4th of July weekend? I know 4th of July was a few days ago, but I didn't know if you know, like what kind of plans what did you have what did you guys do? So for us, we had, okay, let's see, Friday, it was a long weekend, and the husband had, was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? He was supposed to have had Friday off anyway, but then he ended up taking Thursday off because he, I want to put these other 310s off to the side. But anyway, he ended up taking Thursday off because Wednesday, while he was at work, for anybody that knows, whenever you're a welder, you can sometimes get what they call a welding flash, and that's when the light is so bright when you're welding that it actually like dries out your eyes really, really bad. And so it just feels like you've got like a lot of sand in your eyes and it's miserable. So, yeah, his eyes were swollen. He was just a mess. I felt so bad for him. So bad. This one is 300. And that is the number 2. I'm gonna draw a circle around it so I know that's an actual symbol. And the DMC is 300. That could get confusing if I'm not careful. Yeah. But yeah, he got a welding flash, and so he woke up on Thursday morning and he was miserable. Whenever I got up, I didn't know he had taken off work. I didn't know he called in. So I was like asking him if he was okay, because he was laying on the couch asleep when I woke up. So whenever I came out of the bedroom, I looked into the living room and I was like, what are you doing? At first I thought it was my son laying there because I wasn't expecting, you know, to see my husband. And yeah, he was like, oh, I got a welding flash, I called in. I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna move these out of the way so that I can just go ahead and start putting these in order as I go, because I always put them in by DMC order. So what's next? This 130, which is an AB. It's a pretty yellow AB. Can you see that? Just stand up to make sure you can actually see it. Yeah, there we go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'll just use one of these little ones for that. Kind of crooked, but that's okay. I don't mind. And that is 130 with the number 1. Okay. Oh, that's right. Here somewhere. There you are. So, yeah, anyway, he felt better throughout the day after he got, you know, kept his eyes closed and in a dark room for a while, and he felt better, but it usually takes a good day and a half before you feel better, you know? And he's, over the years, I couldn't tell you how many times he's had a welding flash, and I just always feel so bad because his eyes just swell up so bad, and ugh, it's gotta be miserable. For sure, for sure. This one is 301. It is an upside down T. Three, oh, one. So I finally got a bunch of my kits de-kitted after I got them finished. I'm bad about just kind of letting them sit in their storage containers, all the leftovers, for a while. Because if I don't need the storage space, then, you know, I don't really bother de-kitting until I need the storage space. And I literally had no more storage left. And I was like, okay, so it is time to do this. 312. So I emptied a bunch of kits, leftover drills the other day. I de-kitted a bunch. I think probably 3 or 4 different kits. And I was like, oh, 312 is the Y. And so now I got plenty of storage, and I'm ready to crack out some kits. This is the big one. This is the first big one that I've done. This one, the Little Tin Soldier, is the first big one that I've done since I finished Something Sweet by Mandy Manzano. So I've done several small ones after I finished that one, just to kind of give me a break. And then whenever the Christmas in July event popped up, I was like, yeah, I think I'll do that. So I pulled this one out instead of buying something, you know, something new for Christmas, because I was like, this one's Christmassy. It's got snowflakes and it's got mistletoe at the top here. So I was like, that works. That works for me. I'm not picky. And honestly, there are some that I'm going to want to save to do closer to actual Christmas. So 317 is a hashtag. 317. So yeah, I'm a little anxious to get this started, just because I haven't done a big one in a long time. So I'm kind of excited about it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, ugh, because I know how it feels when you, let me see here. I know how it feels when you, sorry, I keep starting and stopping. Chew gum and walk at the same time. I know how it feels whenever you start a big kit and then you get halfway through and you're like, is this ever going to end? So I don't like that feeling, but at the same time, whenever you're finished with it, you're like, oh my God, it's so pretty. So glad I did that one. And I love this one because it totally reminds me of the Nutcracker Ballet. For sure. 322 is the letter C. 322. Okay. So, okay, so Friday, yeah. I had plans, Saturday, for the 4th of July. And I had already decided that, well, me and the husband had decided he was going to stay home with the kids so I could go to my cousin's house for her 4th of July celebration. just because we're not ready yet to get the kids out with a lot of people. So, I'll use this one here. We decided to just go ahead and let him stay home with the kids on Saturday. So on Friday, so the kids wouldn't miss out on fireworks, we, the husband had bought some to do here at the house for them. Well, the baby, she's too little, but Eli always likes fireworks, so we ended up getting some for him. This is this weird, like 3 upside down triangles, and I always have a really hard time drawing that. I have to turn it upside down. Let me see, 2 triangles side by side. Okay. And then 1 under it, like this. And then I'll fill the colors in. Yeah, I don't like this symbol. I mean, I don't mind it. I'll draw a circle around it. That'll help me know what that is. Okay. But anyway, so Friday night we had fireworks for the kids, and I ended up, my husband had a pair of like earmuffs, not like the winter kind, but like the kind that you wear when you shoot, like at the Target range or whatever. And so he was like, we'll just put them on her, and if it's still too loud and bothers her, then you can just take her in, and Eli can stay outside and keep watching. And so I was like, okay. So we put them on her, and they weren't too big, but they worked, and she was fine. She handled it like a champ, and I wouldn't say she actually enjoyed it, but she was kind of like, what is this? What is this loud noise, and why are there like lights in the sky? So anyway, we only stayed out there for a little bit of time though, because dummy me didn't think about Eli having bug spray on, and with the baby, I just like wrapped her up in a blanket and took her outside, and we just sat down in the grass. And but I saw, after probably 10 minutes, I saw Eli scratching and digging, and I was like, oh no, because he's the one, he like swells up really, really bad when he gets bit by mosquitoes. So I saw him scratching and digging, and so we stopped for the night and figured that we would just do them. We planned on doing them Sunday night, like the rest of them, but we didn't end up doing it because everybody was just kind of lazy and didn't want to go outside. 400 is this sideways triangle. This one always gets me. These always get me too. Yeah. Okay. Usually when I see these, if I'm not 100% sure, I'm like, and then I just go by the DMC code, because then I'm like more sure. But yeah, so we got in the house and got the earmuffs off of the baby, and I checked Eli out, and he had huge whelps already on his arms and his back and his neck, and luckily he didn't get bit on the face, because usually if he gets bit anywhere on the face, his eyes will swell shut and everything. So I really need to have, I'm getting marker on my finger. I really need to have like, I don't think he needs like an EpiPen, because he's been bit plenty of times throughout the years, but I do have to have Benadryl on hand, especially in the summertime because of the mosquitoes. So 414, that's a little bitty one. Yeah. So then on Saturday, I didn't head over to my cousin's house until, gosh, it was late. I didn't feel really good on Saturday. Not like, I was tired, you know, and I stayed up too late and got up earlier than I wanted to. And then, so I was just kind of being lazy. And 414 is, oh, that's the one that looks like an alien to me. It's two little like red eyes. Oh yeah, so I didn't feel good. Lay down for a little bit of a nappy nap before I went to her house. So I didn't get there till, it was probably around 8 o'clock that evening. And they usually, I mean, they never start fireworks until well after 10, like sometimes 10:30 or later, depending on, because it don't get dark here till, like dark, till 10:30-ish. And so I was like, well, I'll just do that because I really don't want to go and stay a long time because there'd probably be a lot of people and, you know, I just didn't feel great. I was just tired and I knew it was going to be hot. It was humid, so humid out. And I was just like, I'm not going to do that. So went about 8:30 and got there, and there really wasn't that many people there. I mean, not as many as I expected, which is good, you know. And this one is I call it a side hat. That's what it looks like. So yeah, got there, got parked, went in the house, and people were, you know, just kind of, some people had masks on, some people were just, you know, making sure they were staying a good distance away from each other. And so, which is pretty crazy for our family, because our family is pretty touchy-feely. Like, we hug and kiss on each other, you know, and we're just big, huggy, kissy people. 445 is the letter P. So, I ate. I kind of waited until the kitchen was like empty, you know, of people, and then went through and got me a plate. And oh my Lord, the food. It's all like that every year. Of course, she's a big cook. They cook. And when I say they cook, I mean, like, they cook. They throw down, you know. There was barbecued ribs, like 2 different ways. There was barbecued chicken wings and legs with 2 different kinds of sauces. There were hamburgers and hot dogs, and they had like a big meat and cheese tray, and then they had fresh green beans with potatoes and onions in them and bacon. Yum. And gosh, what all else do they have? There was so much food. Oh, like grilled Brussels sprouts with onions. Those were amazing. I love Brussels sprouts though. 498 is the letter T. But, so I loaded my plate full. I mean, I just got a little bit of everything, you know. And they had corn on the cob. I can't even, potato salad. All the fixings for the hamburgers, like lettuce, tomato, onions, you know, all the good stuff. Yeah, so much food. And then she always makes they call it a flag cake, but it's like a sheet pancake that the top of it is like covered with Cool Whip, and then you put strawberries in rows, and then up at the top left corner you'd put little blueberries, and so it looks like a flag. It's super pretty. She makes it every single year. She made 3 this year. She made 1 regular, 1 like normal, and then she always makes 2 every year, but this year she made 3. The 2 that she makes is 1 regular and 1 that she uses like sugar-free ingredients in. And then she made 1 more that was with regular sugar, but it didn't have blueberries, because she said she notices every year people's plates, they'll have like kind of push the blueberries out of the way, and that's me. I like blueberry flavored things, but I'm not a fan of actual blueberries. I'm like, nope. Not a fan. Okay, that is just a minus sign. So, and then the little heifer, it was so funny because I was getting ready to leave that night, and I actually did stay a lot longer than I expected, but, I was getting ready to leave, and I'd made a plate for my husband, you know, and, I said, well, I'm going to take another plate, get another plate and put some of the cake in it. And she's like, oh, just take that cake home. The rest of the cake. And it was like over half of a cake left. And I was like, I'm not taking your cake home. And she said, no, seriously, take it. She said, we've still got a whole cake left and we don't need it. So I was like, okay, I ain't going to argue with you. So I took the cake home and I have enjoyed it every day since, multiple times a day. The baby really likes it. Of course, she likes anything sweet. 8728 is the number 9. Okay. So yeah, I got my tummy full. And then, I don't know, do you guys do this where you'll like go to an event like that, and if you're there for a long time, you'll eat, you know, you'll make your plate and then you eat. And then a couple hours later, you're like, you'll see somebody like go back and get like another plate of food like a few hours later, and then you're like, ooh, that burger looks good, after you've already had plenty to eat. And then you're like, I think I could eat a little bit more. And then you go get another plate. Yeah, that happened. That happened. That was a thing. So I had plenty to eat. I didn't have any of the barbecued ribs. I did have the barbecued chicken wings and legs, and then a burger. And then later I had a hot dog. So don't judge me. I ate a lot of food, okay? I'm just saying. But anyway, I didn't have any of the ribs, but I'm funny about eating ribs. Like her ribs are always awesome, but I'm weird about ribs because they're so messy. And I have a thing about like eating messy food in front of people. You can't just eat barbecued ribs without making a complete disastrous mess, right? I can't, anyway. So this is supposed to be an arrow pointing to the left. Okay, 740. But yeah, I brought ribs back for my husband. And actually, when I got home with the food, I figured he would have already been in the bed. And he's like, the kids just now went to bed. I can't believe it. And it was late, like way late. Too late for him. And so, yeah, he was like, he said, just put it in the refrigerator and I'll eat it tomorrow. Well, then when I opened it up and showed him what was in the actual plate, because it was one of those like take out, like like a doggy bag kind of tray, you know, from a restaurant, that styrofoam, and it folds over and snaps together on the side. But anyway, yeah. So he saw that plate when I opened it up, and he was like, oh yeah, I think I'll eat right now. So he got a plate out and put the food on the plate, put it in the microwave, and heated it up, and he couldn't help himself. 741 is an X. But my cousin, she is an excellent cook. Like, I don't know if I know anybody that cooks better than her. And like when they cook, like she learned to cook big, like, because when she was growing up, there was always a lot of people at their house. I mean, they've got a big family, but they also, you know, just always had a house full of people. And so they always, when they would cook, they would always make sure and cook like a lot extra, you know, so that if anybody came by, you know, visited or whatever, that they would be able to eat. And 947, that does not look like a 7, but it'll work. 947, I got off track here. How did I get to, oh, I must have reached, because I should have went here next. 947 is the letter E. But, so, like, if she makes, like, I don't know, okay, for instance, lasagna, okay? You make lasagna for your family. You make, like, I don't know, what are those pans sizes? Like a 9 by 11 baking dish or something like that. And that's what most people use. Or they'll use like those metal, like throwaway pans, the silvery aluminum pans. That had some static in it. You can see they're like clinging to the side of the thingy. Put down here. But anyway, yeah, that's not how she cooks. If she makes lasagna, she'll buy the long, like the huge casserole dish, the huge aluminum metal pans, not like the 9 by 11. These are the big giant ones, like what you would take to like a family reunion or, you know, some kind of a big potluck dinner or something. And she'll make 2 of those. 2. And it gets eat. Like, and the stuff is like this deep. I mean, like it's just massive. And it's the best stuff I've ever ate in my life. Oh my goodness, just thinking about it makes me hungry for it. But yeah, she don't make it very often, but she does get requests a lot for it, so. Oh, but she loves to cook, and oh, not me. I'm like, nah, I'm not a good cook. My husband can cook, I'm better at baking, like desserts and stuff. That's my thing. It was $7.82. So $7.82 is this weird pill thing, and I can never draw this right either. It's like, it's kind of like a sideways rectangle. But then it has like a rounded or pointy end. That is not at all what. Kind of looks like a crayon or something. I don't know. That's what it resembles to me anyway. $7.83 is next. The fireworks show was amazing. They always have a great fireworks show. And all the neighbors around was like shooting off big giant fireworks at the same time too. And it was like, wow, we got like it was like a huge fireworks show right in their backyard and then all around us. So whenever the neighbors weren't shooting them off, we were shooting them off. And when we weren't, they were. And it was just crazy. Crazy and funny. $7.83 is a 7. Okay. Sometimes I can get away with opening these with my hands, but most of the time, not so much. Oh, goodness. It was so hot today, too. I don't know where you live, but man, the humidity here for days and days and days has been ridiculous. Insane. Like, I go outside to let the dogs out, and I'm like out there for just a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go back in. I mean, sweating just sitting there outside. Not even doing anything, just sitting there, and I'm sweating. I'm like, nope. Go back inside where it's nice and cool. I'm a wimp when it comes to heat. And it's not the heat that gets me so much as it is the humidity. I can deal with it being hot. It's just when it's so humid out is when it's unbearable. I didn't cut that big enough. There we go. Got a hair on my arm. I felt that. So, did you guys get anything new? Any of the new releases from DAC this past Saturday? I'm not going to tell what I got because I want to unbox it on the channel and let it be a surprise. I know I dropped one of those drills and now I don't see it. That was 900. 900. And that's that weird one that I call a spoon. I've heard other people say it looks like a microphone, but to me it looks like a spoon. That right there is exactly what it looks like. Like, yeah, that's a spoon. Okay, 904. That's a little bitty teeny tiny bag. And I don't have any more of those little teeny tiny containers left, so we'll have to use the next size up. Yeah, tell me in the comments what you got from DAC this past week. Or if you didn't get a new release, did you get anything that had been restocked? That would be fun to know. 904. And that is another one of these arrows, but it's pointing this way. Mm. 907 is this arrow. There's so many arrows with DAC, but they're different kinds, different styles. Well, I call it an arrow, but I guess it's the greater than symbol, but still, it's annoying sometimes. I don't care for that part of their symbol thingies. An arrow here or an arrow there is one thing, but when you got 2 or 3 different kinds of arrows, yeah. Especially if you're working on one sideways or upside down, and then you're just like, and you have to double check, because I've got myself in trouble a few times by doing that. I think some of them plopped out of there. Yep, dropped a bunch. That's not uncommon with me. I tend to drop them every which way, so. Okay, there's one more here, one there. I think I got them. Okay, that can go down there. I'm not an artiste. Not even a little bit. Just ask my sister. She'll tell you. Nope, Jenny does not have an artistic bone in her body. No way, no how. I really like to use the Scotch tape and write on top of the Scotch tape with the marker instead of labels, because the Scotch tape just peels off and you don't have the like gluey adhesive residue left. So I really like to use Scotch tape and then just write on it, or even lay Scotch tape down and then put like your DAC labels that are stickers on them, on the Scotch tape. I know it's kind of like a, you know, overkill, but I do like to do that just because it doesn't make as big of a mess. And I'm not a fan of pulling the glue off of the plastic. I know it's easy with the alcohol and all that. I just, like, I'm the kind of like lazy crafter. So I will just peel it off, and then like I've got some stuck on there now, and I'm just covering them right back up with another label. So, oh wow, that is the letter F. F is for fancy. Fancy, fancy. Okay. Fits like a glove. The next color is 3756. I'll have to have one extra box because I only have 42 boxes and this has got 43 colors. So I'll have to pull one of my, either leave, like put something in a baggie, or and stick the baggie just on top there, or use one of my Harbor Freight boxes 37.56 is the plus sign. So I was debating on whether to use the Elizabeth Ward storage, or use the Harbor Freight. I couldn't make up my mind. I was like, I don't know which one to use. So I opted for this one because I haven't used it in a long time, and I've been using the heck out of the Harbor Freights lately. So $37.99. This one. Yeah. But I love both of my storage containers. I like this system. I love this system. And I love the Harbor Freights too. So I'm glad I've got both of them. 3799 is the letter L. Oops, I spilled some out. Some white ones come out of there too. That's weird. I lost several out of there. Okay. Next one is 3811. I love to kit up. This is fun for me, but filming them trying to talk while I'm doing this is not as easy for me. So I feel like my kitting up videos are very, very boring. 3811, because I have to concentrate. Whereas when I'm diamond painting, like for the whipping chats, I don't have to concentrate. I just, you know, but on this, I have to pay close attention so I don't mislabel something, you know, and I'm just not great at multitasking. At all. So I apologize for my boring kitting up videos. I think maybe what I'll do is try to stick to like tag questions for kitting up videos, just because those are easy to just read and then answer. 30, that was 3811, 3823, this one. $3823. And that is just the like the symbol. Like no way, no entrance. 3823. So, if you're doing the Christmas in July event, what kit are you working on? Are you doing something super something super Christmassy, like Christmas trees and Santa Clauses, or something, you know, more just of a winter scene. That was an H, I forgot already, see? My brain can't. And I know that they had said if you didn't want to do like a Christmas painting, you could still do the event if you wanted to use like a wintry scene. Something with snow or ice or snowmen or something like that, which would be fun, I think. Fun. I can't wait to get started working on this. I might actually get started on it tonight. Maybe. Yeah, that won't fit there. So I'll have to set it up like that. The next one is 3853. I do love to kit up though. I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but I do. Isn't that so silly? I know it's silly. I can't help it. Okay, there. And I need one more container. So I will steal one out of my Harbor Freight box. See, all clean, empty, ready to go. So I'll steal one out of there. Put the label. Yeah, it'll fit like that. $38.65. The one I call the little boob. I'm gonna mess it all up. Okay, $38.65. And we are done. Done. Okay, I'm gonna put another label on top here. Show you all of my lovely colors. So what I'll do, because this one wouldn't fit in here right, like that, I have to set it up on its end, and I have the label here already, but I'm gonna put another one on there. I think it'd just be easier. Obviously easier to see, but obviously easier to work on too. $38.46. There we go. All done. All done. This is exciting. Now I can start diamond painting now. Put my scissors over here. Okay, so got all my colors. Isn't that pretty? I love to look at them when they're like this. They're just so pretty. Isn't that pretty? All the pretty colors. It's so fun. All right, so I'm gonna start working on this. And I think, you know, as far as the Christmas in July event is concerned, they kind of like maybe want you to do like maybe finish your kit in June or July, but I don't know that I'm going to finish this one in July. I'll try, but I can't promise anything because it's a big one. Yeah, it's a 55 by 73 centimeter. So I'm not going to promise that I'll have this one finished in July, but I will sure try. If I could even just be like over the halfway point, I think I would be happy. So, but we'll see. Who knows? I might shock myself and totally kick butt and have it finished before the end of July. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks guys for stopping in and hanging out with me while I kitted up the little tin soldier. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you would like to subscribe, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, ding, 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 to get notified the next time I upload another video. All right, guys, have a good night, good day, whatever time it is where you are, and be safe. I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.